my name is Simona Cipriani. I'm here in Stamford, Connecticut at the Art of Control. And today I wanted to propose about 15 minutes of a workout on the Gratz chair. Whether or not you are in your studio or at home, this is a wonderful piece of equipment to have so that you can utilize it for yourself. I'm going to also emphasize some of the exercises on one side versus the other side, mostly for you as a teacher, because I know we all tend to be stronger on one side. So we're going to start with 100. I want you to, if you have a pad, to place it right at the edge. I want you to take your sit bones right at the edge of the front, the side of the chair, and then using your arms, bend your knees into your chest and sit up for the 100. Extend your legs out long and start with your legs high first, okay? So we want to have you pumping a bit higher than usual. So instead of having the arms by your side and make the pump small, we're going to actually bring the arms high and really get a nice motion on your shoulders. So here we go. Start the inhale, pumping, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. So keep focusing on the pumping, nice and vigorous. Feel the scapula pressing against the chair behind you, and now engage your glutes. I want you to lower the legs down in 5, and then come back in 5. And down in 5, using the glute muscles as you descend your legs in front of your eyes, and then lift it back up by pulling the stomach deeper in. Inhale as you go down. Scoop deep as you lower. Exhale as you come up. And think about going almost forward, like you're gonna look inside your navel. Keep it there, and now cross your legs. Squeeze your inner thighs as you pump the arms up and down vigorously again. Exhale the air out, scoop deeper, and then rock yourself up to sit in. Let's have the pad facing the other way around so you can come around to sit down for your footwork. Nice and wide. I like it really almost at the edge of the pedal with your feet, so it's a very wide frog position, and that's because I want you to really work your turnout, okay? So you're gonna feel the glutes working there. The arms could be in front of you this way, so let's start pumping. And as you press your feet down into the chair, I want you to really focus even more on lifting the body up from your pelvic floor. Remember, you have the springs coming from underneath you, so I want you to really think about using that floor, feel like you're pushing against the floors to stand up. So work with the resistance, but make it worth for you. Okay, so now you're going to take your hands behind you, and I want you to push your head back into your hands so you feel like you're actually lengthening the spine even more. You're lengthening, you're pushing back, and now we're going to go on to your arches. So this is the bird on the perch. Focus on the arc part of the bottom of the feet, and remember, this is to take the shape of that arc, right? So you're gonna really push the heel down, toes down, and again, lifting your body up. If you feel like you need a little more support, you can have your hands behind you, and then you keep lifting, opening the chest, scooping in, start opening the scapula more to really open the breath. And we're gonna go on to the heels. So you could do 8, you could do 5, you could do 10. So whatever feels right for that day, okay? So keep working to lift from the bottom. You wanna feel that the pelvic floor, the glutes, the powerhouse, the waistline, the spine works more than the legs, okay? Now the next one is the tendon stretch, as you know. Before we get into that tendon stretch though, I like to do and propose a little more work on one leg. So we're gonna go back to your toes, and you're going to have your weaker side. So for me, it's gonna be the left side a little bit there, to stay under your sit bone, okay? So you're gonna extend your right leg out, and you're just going to press down. 1, keep lifting. 2, Keep lifting. 3, 4, one more, and 5. Switch. And then let's go onto the arches. Extend it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're gonna go onto the heel, lifting the toes up. And again, 1, 2, 3. So I feel that work on my feet, I suppose mostly on the left side, and down here, and the glutes here, and of course on the quads as well. So that's just a little extra for the weak side. Tendon stretch. We're going to finish with the tendon stretch for the footwork, and what I like to do is make sure that you come over the arms. So remember not to go back and forth with your body, okay? So it's just vertical line from the heel to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, up, 2, 3. It's a good stretch on the calf muscles, but it's also a gluteus exercise. So I want you to really feel the bottom working deep, deep, deep here. And then you're going to push your pubic bone forward into the chair and then scoop the stomach to lift and press down. And now what I like to do here, as you know, we're going to do 10, but if you want to focus on one side more than the other, then you could just take your right foot back. So I'm focusing on my left side again and lift it back up. So you could do this a few times with one leg and lift it up. And I'm also watching my pelvis, so it's easy to pivot and twist when you're on one side. So I have to work my low back on the left side, the pelvis, to be able to stay stable with that box position that we all know. Then we also can do a little running. If you are, a little tighter on the calf muscle, you can spend a little time there to do one at a time. Okay, so breathe as you stretch, lower, 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 and now let's pull up. Lift the heels, inhale, and lift the pedal all the way up. And then slowly come down with control as you descend. And then you can lower the heels to reset, okay? So you're gonna go forward, inhale, lift it up, and then slowly control it, and then lower the heel. Inhale, lift it up. Now stay up there, lower it just a little bit, and pull up again. So all powerhouse here, pull in and hold it, and then slowly return. Now, if you like to work a little bit more on the arms and work a little bit on the shoulder as well, I'm gonna try the left side because that's where I'm weak. I like to also have a little pad there just in case my hand gets a little sweaty. And we're going to continue with the same idea. So now I want to have my left hand right, a little more underneath the left shoulder. So it's not in the middle of the chair. That would be too much. And then you're going to keep your feet a little closer together. It's one unit. So that's going to help us to maintain the box. Okay? So here we're going to have the arms out to the side, and you're going to pull up and then down. Pull up and then down. So again, the twisting, the rotation is what's going to be challenged. I do feel the work on my arm and shoulder, but it's really down all the way through the pelvis. Inhale, exhale. All right, so 3 to 4 times. That's good for me. Now, from here, we're going to have a different setting of the springs. So let's change the springs. Now you can have one on the bottom or one in the middle for the next one, which is the spine stretch forward. And so I want you to sit down with your legs straddling the chair. And what I like to do is, I'm gonna show you on the right side with the arms because it's closer to the camera, but I would probably do my left side. So let's do the spine stretch forward first. Just make sure. I wanna make sure that when you do the spine stretch forward, as you press the pedal down, you're going to keep your elbows slightly softened, so it's not completely straight, but it's a little bent on the side. And then really use your stomach muscles, the glutes, to press the pedal really strongly down. And then release. Now, as you know, the spine stretch forward is done with one spring in the middle. So if you're strong enough to do it with one arm in the middle with the spring, that's great. If not, just start with the one in the bottom setting. So you lift your spine, you really root your legs into the floor, and then you lift back as you push the pedal down. And now as you press the pedal down with your palm, you soften the elbows, and then you pump. 1, 2, 3, and then you release it. Oh, that feels so good on the waistline. Now we're gonna work on the weaker side, okay? So I'm gonna show you the right side just because you're on this side of me. Press down with the shoulders. So press, so the shoulder's not going just down, and the arms is not gonna go just down, but it has to go back first. So then I have to feel the scapula going right in the back of me, right? So closer to the spine. And then once it's there, then I can press directly down. To feel that, I can have my hand here on the back of myself to just make sure that I'm focusing there, or I can actually come around from the front of the rib cage. So I'm pushing the rib cage back, almost like I'm actually twisting a little bit on that right side. So that gives me a little bit of more of a control and more awareness on the whole side of the body. So now I can really feel the arms working into the chair. So it's a really great exercise for the arms, shoulders, and also part of the rib cage there, okay? So now from here, as you settled the pedal, so you want to make sure the pedal is strong and it's not going anywhere. I'm going to use a little pad here for my spine. If you have a mat at home, you might be able to use the mat to do this. And this is the corkscrew. So I want you to take your head really close to the chair. Make sure you're not on the top of the chair with your head, right? So it's going to be closer but not on top of the wood. And grab the side of the pedal. I want you to think about pushing the pedal like if you were squeezing the magic circle a little bit. So squeeze the pedal, but don't pull it down, okay? Squeeze it with your palm. Take the legs on top of the chair here and start from rolling quickly into the low back. So even though it's control, but it's also squeezing the bottom of the lungs here. So I want you to think about lifting on the waistline as you inhale, and on your exhale, squeeze the lungs. And then again, from here, lifting up, inhale, exhale. Now we're gonna go to the right side, and we're gonna make a little circle to the left side, bringing the legs over the chair again. Inhale, exhale, and then left to right, and then come up and over again. Now let's do it all on one motion. Inhale, exhale, around and up, inhale, exhale, around and up. Now, of course, if you feel comfortable with this, you can go as far as you feel you can handle it. Down from corner, floor, other corner, back up. Now from here, squeeze your seat. So I want you to now be focusing on your glutes. Let's go a little more in extension of your body, squeezing, lifting, and then lower, touching the chair again. Inhale. Imagine that you're working the back, but opening the front. And then squeeze that magic circle with your fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, last one. Inhale. Open. And then roll up. And of course you can finish on your teaser and all the other routine that you like to do. Okay, so the like to do here is to work on your spine again into a little more extension. So as you know, we have one spring in the middle, and I like to use the pad there to support your rib cage a little bit there. And you're going to lighten your stomach. When you press, so for me, I like to keep the legs together as one unit. So I want you to really pay attention to almost like rotate the legs inward so that your ankles and your feet are really together. So you want to feel the bone, the malleolus, this part of the foot, touching the other one, okay? So one unit, and rib cage a little off the edge. So now, as I push the pedal down, I'm thinking of lifting the ribs like I did with the footwork before. So it's like somebody's actually punching me from the bottom. So I want to see that this is going up as you push the arms straight in front of your shoulders, straight in front of your wrist, and then you bend. So again, punch, lengthen the spine. So you want to think almost like, I'm exaggerating it, but like pulling the stomach up, almost like you're rounding this place here, the lumbar spine, okay? Now inhale, pull the stomach in, round your lumbar spine, lengthen your feet long, and then exhale. So pump, 1, pump, 2, pump, 3, and now 2 more. Keeping the neck long, so you're looking down, but you're not dropping the head. Now from here, remember where you had the hands in front of the shoulder like we did on the spine stretch forward? Keep it just in front of your shoulders, right underneath you here, okay? Now, you can wrap your hand around the rib cage like we did earlier to really lift it up. You can also keep your hand on your scalp, on your top of the shoulder to really feel it going down and back. You can also take the hands behind you and get a sense of that scapular retraction and feel as you're going down, and keep the rest of the body very stable. Now, if you want to work the left side again, take your hand behind you on the right side and behind your head. And now lift the head up, lift the shoulders up, lift the chest up, and bring it back down. Inhale, lengthen the head, neck, scapular, lift the low back a little, and down. One more time. Inhale, exhale. And then slowly release. Pull the stomach in, bend your elbows, and dismount. So that's one of my favorite ones because not only I work the arms, but I also work the scapular, and I also feel that every ribs has to really let go in order to have me come up into a little extension position. And that works the entire body also because the other side has to really work hard to stabilize and not letting the pelvis rotate and twist. So I like to do one more thing, and we're gonna go back to the setting of one at the bottom and one on the top. So again, we're gonna work a little bit on the buttocks and the legs, so feel free to work your weaker side. So you have your feet hip width apart this time, and it's a parallel position apart. You're gonna have your arms behind you and trying to lift the pedal as high as you can underneath your sit bones, chest up, and then just bring your hips up to the level of your shoulders. So you really want to think it almost like a tabletop position. So you're going to press gently. It doesn't have to be a big pumping, but you also want to make sure that it comes from your glutes more. Press in, like lifting that pubic bone up each time, and try not to move your body, and then slowly release. Take a little break, and then just check again your ankles, the feet, not too high. Lift your pelvis up, inhale. Now you can also do this in your Pilates stance. So if you want to turn it out a little bit and do a little frog, you could do that. lifting the body, keep it very stable, and then you roll back down again. Now, if you want to work again with one leg at a time, make it small. You're gonna lift it up, keep that tabletop, just reach one leg out, and just move it just a little. So everything else is stabilizing. You could do 5, you could do 8, and then slowly control. So that's really wonderful, again, for the pelvis, and we're gonna work a little bit more on the hips now. Set up the same way. You can make it a little more challenge for you if you want to make one on the middle, one on the bottom. And we're gonna work a little bit on the hips. And again, I'm gonna do the left side first. So, like you do it on the pull-up, I'm gonna do like a little bit of a variation of tendon stretch. So from here, you're going to stay with your left foot on the pedal, because that's where the work is, right? I have to really work on my left side of the body to lift up. So this leg on the right side doesn't have to be very high. So you're gonna go forward, and then you're gonna pull the left hip up, and then slowly control it as you come down. And again, pull up, and then down. One more, inhale, and then exhale. Now, because I wanna go to the side, that's up to you, because sometimes I feel it more if I switch. In other words, if I work my left hip, I want to have my left leg out. So I'm gonna work my left hip now. 1 and 2 and 3, and then slowly come down, okay? So just sense which of the weakness is that you have to focus on. Sometimes it's on the hip, sometimes it might be on the low back, sometimes it might be the lower leg. So play with it a little bit. And then when you are sure and you know which one is a little weak, then of course you could do that side a little more. So this is a little workout. I hope that helps you to take care of your body and enjoy it, and I'll see you on the next one.